Welcome to this week's EMBN show. I'm joined by Martyn, and what are we talking about this week, Mark?
Well, we're going to be asking the question, are e-bikes the Swiss Army knife of cycling? And we've got downhill e-bikes and even an all-wheel drive e-bike.
And of course, we've got Crash of the Week coming up and the Awesome Bike Vault. All this coming up in this week's EMBN show.
Let's go! This doesn't do anything. So Chris, let's get into it. Are e-bikes the Swiss Army knife of cycling? And what I mean by that is there not anything they can't do? Because in this recent video, you've took on a World Cup cross-country rider, and you won.
Yeah,
no offence, right? You're not the fittest dude I know.
Yeah, I know, true. It was a hell of an event. We went out there, raced Grant Ferguson. You know, he is the fastest guy on two wheels right now. You know, he's 6 times national champ, ex-Olympic rider, cyclocross British champion as well. This guy is super fast. And as soon as I got there, we did a cycling lap with him and he was super quick just on that. And I was sweating it actually on the e-bike, trying to go around. And then when that race started, it was unbelievable the speed that guy could carry. It was literally a machine. He is described as a machine, and he literally is a machine. You know?
But crucially, even though he uses his diet and all of that training and his race experience, even to that detriment, you were able to turn the deficit around with, let's say, your lifestyle and your training, but somehow bolt a battery on, and then you could do the impossible and go that fast. That's how much faster you can be with an e-bike.
Yeah, I think that e-bike just replaces that sort of gap. Grant absolutely trains his ass off. Literally eats. I offered him a True Mint at the end of the race, and he didn't even eat that. He's that keen on his diet, right? And he drinks. Yeah, he's just a total athlete. And as I say, the e-bike was just so cool. Just I can go out, drink beers with my mates, eat chips and kebabs, and go bar spinning and manuals at the weekends, and then I can strap a battery to the bike and then be the same speed as him. So,
and I guess we've got to add on to that obviously you've got a free rider's lifestyle. You like to have fun on and off your bike, but also the injuries you've had over the years. I mean, that's what's really impressive. That is, you've had a load of really big knocks, big injuries that have taken their toll, and we've all faced that in our riding lives. And e-bikes allowed you to still compete, still enjoy the riding, but at a level maybe we didn't realise.
Exactly. So that was on the Monday. Then Wednesday I headed to Windhill Bike Park to meet up with my Mr. Miyagi, Steve Gill, legend of mountain biking in the UK, and the young gun Jasper Penton, and we threw around our e-bikes, had a mega session. Check this out.
Yeah, this stuff looks amazing. I mean, look, Gilly has still got stars for miles. I mean, that guy's riding never gets old. Was world BMX champion in 1995, actually, that guy. Yeah, incredible rider. And Jasper's, wow, like you say, new school. Look at that dude. Man, that guy can ride.
I mean, Gilly's closer to 50 now. He's 48, I think, now. And
that's incredible.
Jasper is like 19, so bridging that gap between us all. These guys were back in the day, they're guys that would session the downhill on big, heavy downhill bikes, but now literally jumping on an e-bike, smashing downhill runs out, back to back, riding up with a smile on their face, talking about their runs going down. But these were guys that were slogging their guts up, pushing their bikes up, the mountains back a few years ago.
Amazing. Gilly, flat as you like. Look at that. Okay, so let me get this straight. You were cross-country at the start of the week, then you're free riding in the middle of the week. Weekend, you're out with your dad.
Yeah, Dad come out. He's 63 now. We went out on a 50-mile ride across, places that we'd never been before. Worked out a route, we nicked it off of Strava and downloaded it on the Garmin's, rode this loop. And it's at a pace, that you could never ride at before. If we were on old traditional style bikes, my dad, I had to wait for him every single climb. It was getting monotonous. But now he rides at the same speed as me, up, down the hills, and we're going to places we've never been before.
That's incredible.
Basically just changing, the whole week is just really opened my eyes to how universal the e-bike really is, how it's changing what we do.
Yeah, that's a jam-packed week of every kind of riding you could think of. And I think that last bit of riding with your dad, that's the bit that really means something to me. If you had to go out and ride that far and have that much fun on a bike, I mean, that is priceless. That's so cool. So check this out. This is unreal. Husqvarna downhill e-bike. Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh my God, this is what I've been waiting for.
Does look cool, doesn't it? The Extreme Cross, yeah, 203mm travel, 603 watt-hour internal battery. This thing is a monster as well. Shimano E8000 motor, and the cool thing about this was the XTR 12-speed cassette. So it's got an 1145 cassette on there. So meaning this thing is as capable going up as it is going down.
Unbelievable.
A lot of the downhill bikes these days, the e-downhill bikes, have like a downhill style cassette on there, so it means they're pretty hard going up, and they usually have a fixed post as well. But this thing actually comes with a dropper, so it's literally a 203mm travel cross-country / downhill bike, you know, flipping it up, going
It's
down.
incredible. It's incredible. So I mean, this thing's a game changer, right? Because this is the uplift in realization, the uplift bike. This one, because at the end of the day, the geometry means that your climbing isn't going to be the greatest climbing in the world, but it can get to the top. And then once it gets to the top, it's a downhill weapon. Definitely. And you can just send it and just troll your way back up, because there's no uplift, and you can just get on the bike and go again.
And 203mm travel, and it's something we're seeing quite a lot of actually. Like a lot of Quiver owners I've seen has been fitting Fox 40s, like triple clamps to their bikes. But this thing has literally got it all out of the box. Looks amazing.
What do you think about a downhill e-bike? Is that kind of where you'd like to see things going? Because you love some big hit bikes.
Big travels, I think the one that I ride quite a lot is obviously Quiver. It's 180mm travel, and that thing is literally a steamroller through all the rough stuff. Point and shoot, it is so fast. Literally the fastest bike I've ever owned.
But I guess the question I'm asking is that what the viewers want? Do they really need a downhill bike, or is that midway bike the perfect?
Loads of downhillers crossing across to those e-bikes. So it could be the ultimate tool.
Okay, from the sublime, I think, to potentially the ridiculous. Okay, right. I don't know what I think about this. An all-wheel drive fat bike e-bike. There's a lot going on there, Chris. Is this really what we need? I don't know.
Throttle assist, so you can literally turn the throttle, and that thing looks like it potentially could climb up a vertical wall. It's got 5-inch tyres on it, fat tyres, front-wheel drive combined with rear-wheel drive with the throttle.
I'm just wondering though, right? Okay, dude, like imagine you're on a climb, right? How's that going to handle when you suddenly pull in front-wheel drive? It's going to drag you off in directions you never meant to go, isn't it?
And the noise of that thing as well. I think it's like all worm drive gears across all down the tube.
It's certainly clever.
Top tube. It is really cool.
Look at that linkage. It's really weird how it all works. But
I don't know. Do we need it?
I like it. I'm not gonna. I like it, but I'm just not sure if it's just like I think you said this earlier, a bit of a fad maybe. It's just like trying out tech to see if it works, which is important. But
front wheel drive, I'm not so sure.
I don't know if it's going to stick.
So the star of recent EMBN video, Nico Vulos, has been on social, and he's had a big crash training out in France. Looks like a nasty one, and he says some little cracks, some tears in his muscles. So pretty tough dude. Big crash by the looks of it.
Yeah, and isn't it his pubis that he cracked?
Yeah. That sounds pretty
That sounds horrible. That just sounds like a horrible thing to crack, doesn't it? What about this bear claw out on the snow? Look at this, shredding. Oh, I love that. There's nothing better than mountain bike in the snow.
It is amazing.
So
e-bike
cool.
is so good as well, just cruising around, literally minimal effort, sliding around, bear claw, having an amazing time.
That guy's sick.
Yeah, and we saw Yannick has joined obviously recently Tom Cardy and Sam Pilgrim on the High Bike family. They've been out on a team trip in Gran Canaria, and it looks like an amazing time. I think this is probably the most fun e-bike team out there right now, really putting the fun into e-biking, and it's going to be amazing seeing what those guys can come up with this year.
Those guys would actually put the fun into anything. I mean, I think you could do like remote control boats, and it would be absolutely insane with them three involved. Absolutely nuts. Electrics.
You like that?
Brilliant. Electrics. Get it? That is strong. I like that a lot. I like that. Tell me about it, Chris.
So today we're going to be taking a look at a few basic tricks that you guys can do out there on your e-bikes and some dirt jumps. Welcome to this week's Electrics. Today we're going to be taking a look at a few beginner tricks that you guys can learn on your e-bikes once you've got your dirt jumping dialed. We're going to start with the basics and move up a few notches. First up, you need to find a jump. Something like this step up behind me is ideal. You might be thinking that this is huge, but actually the bigger the jump, the more airtime you get, so it's easier to do tricks. Trouble is with doing tricks on small jumps, you've got to try and cram in that trick on a split second of airtime. Something like this, yeah, it's intimidating, but if you can learn to jump something like this, it's gonna make tricks a lot easier. Let's start off with some style, and we're talking about whips. Whips comes from motocross. It's where you turn the bike in the air, kicking the back end out whilst pulling the front end across. Super stylish move. It's fairly simple. You just go up the takeoff, start carving your desired wave, whether it be left or right. Follow it through with your hips whilst turning the handlebars, and the back end will whip out. Then it's the hardest part, is getting it back straight. You need to counteract, turn in, throw your weight, flick your hips, and the bike should nose in. Well, that's the whip done, and I feel pretty confident on this jump. I reckon it's time to take some limbs off. And the first trick that I suggest you learn when it comes to dirt jumping is taking a hand off. So it's one-hander. Literally, all you need to do, start releasing your grip slightly, just literally no fingers on the grip at first. Then just start working on bringing that arm back, back, back every time, and try and get it right the way back. Ultimate style points. I think it's time to step it up and take it to a no-hander. We're talking about a suicide no-hander. It's not as dangerous as it sounds. Biggest mistake that a lot of people do when learning to do a suicide no-hander is trying to come up the takeoff and pinch the saddle with their knees. You need to shut down the gap, but not literally pinch. You just need to close your legs together to narrow that gap at the front, allowing your knees to pinch on the nose of the saddle. Then it's just simply pinching the saddle in the midpoint of the jump and releasing your grip. Again, it's all about those little baby steps. Literally start by releasing your fingers, then move out, start going bigger, bigger, to the full stretched suicide. Okay, so the no-hander felt amazing, but what about my feet? We're talking about no-footers. The no-footer is actually easier than a one-footer. If you do a one-footer in the air, your pedals drop, your weight goes, and it's actually a bit harder trick to learn than a no-footer. A no-footer, you can literally go down the road, chuck your feet off, and learn that way. Just start building it up, again in baby steps, just literally lifting your feet, extending, all the way to the extended no foot. So it's all about progressing your skills when it comes to dirt jumping, linking those tricks together. You can literally do a one-hander combined with a no footer, so you're flying through the air, one hand on the handlebars, linking those tricks together, progression, really good fun. But just take it easy on the dirt jumps, learn real steady, and you'll be dirt jumping superstar before you know it.
Nice, nice.
Like
some very good skill there.
Cheers.
Liked it a lot. If you guys out there have done any tricks and you want to show us, and we would love to see it, why don't you send it in to us into the EMBN uploader? You can see the link just there on screen, or you go down in the description. It's there. Follow that link and upload your videos or your images of you doing tricks. We'd love to see it, and you'll be in Electrics. Electrics, brilliant, awesome. So climb of the week, it's kind of been hijacked,
Once
Chris.
again?
Yeah, because it's a crash of the week, isn't it?
Yeah, we've had Crazy Dave been in touch with us, and he's been riding his e-bikes in the 2018 Scott Enduro Cup. He's allowed to because he's got his lungs damaged from military service, so really good clips here, man.
Yeah, some nice images of him racing there, and some video of him doing a jump in Arkansas, and a bit of a crash here at Windrock. Nasty.
That's like a pretty big one.
That is a big one.
But
That is a big one.
Keep sending the videos in. We love to see all your stuff here on EMBN. Use the upload service. Details are down below, and it could be you on next week's show.
Climbing.
Or crashing. So it's time for a bit of Ghetto Tech. We've had this one in from Craig, and he's been doing a bit of recycling, Mark. What do you think?
That is nice. That's really neat, actually.
Cool,
isn't it?
isn't
Yeah,
it?
I like the old Go Faster stripes on the rear with the mud hugger, and he's put it together nice. So it's a rear mud hugger and then a front mud hugger going from the seat stays back.
Yeah, so it's keeping all that rear wheel off the bike and off of him. And I must admit, I do run a rear mud guard when it comes to those real mucky winter ride. Nothing better than a clean, dry ass when you're out riding your bike.
Absolutely. Great to see you guys getting involved in the comments section down below the videos, and we got some great comments actually about your XC versus Chris on an e-bike video with Grant. It's really, really cool. First one from MTB Stuff says, great comparison between the two bikes. Now put Chris on the XC bike.
We did think about that, but we didn't have a few hours spare for me to do one lap of the course.
Yeah.
Grant was an absolute machine, and it would have been a really embarrassing comparison compared to that guy. So, thought about it, but totally pointless.
Pointless, yeah, because you'd be useless. Right, next up, David Simmons. He said, bike with a motor v bike without a motor. What's the point? We know for more. We've known for more than 100 years an engine is faster. Well, I don't know. I mean, these guys are unbelievably quick.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's true. We knew you were going to win. I didn't know you were going to win.
Exactly. There's a lot of debate going around here at the office. You know, who's going to win. And the thing is, with the Olympic athletes, averagely, you know, they can hold sort of 20 mile an hour. And if you know what you're doing on an e-bike, it's really hard to exceed that limiter. And that was like a massive part of that race, trying trying to hold the speed and make up those little bits, you know, that I could, and ride sort of to make up that time against Grant, who, you know, on a fire road, you'd be lucky to go above 17, 18 mile an hour on an e-bike. And of course, on a super light cross-country carbon bike, you can probably sprint at closer to 30 mile an hour, you know, if you're super fit, 25, 30 mile an hour on the flat. So, making those differences up. So
And the wattages they're putting out, of course. You've got to kind of match their wattage, which is any XC or road rider, the watts they can put out over time is pretty ridiculous. Yes, it's time to go travelling. It's where in the world? Chris, where are you taking me today?
We're going first stop,
good, I hope.
Derbyshire Peak District.
Derbyshire Peak District, that's just here.
Yeah,
lovely,
we got
lovely.
Chris sending in. He's been out exploring on his Turbo Levo. He's upgraded from a Giant this year. Went across the Peak District. Beautiful snowy morning. Covered about 30 miles with a stop at Jolly's T-Van.
Nice.
Looks really cool up there.
Does look good.
It's time to jump in the plane, Mark. We're heading to Lisbon in Portugal.
All right. That was a short trip. I'm there already. Lisbon. There we are.
Afonso's been here with a heavy e-bike squad.
Look at
the
that
best
lot.
group of e-bikes. Look at them all out. That'd be an amazing spot to ride. I'd love to head to Portugal. I was there on holiday and the trails did look amazing.
Yeah. Anywhere else? We going anywhere else today?
We're going to Teton Valley in Idaho.
Oh my good God. Right,
Christine.
that is, let me see if I can find it. Idaho. Oh man. Okay, maybe we'll
Christine's
do
been
a
in
jump
touch.
cut for this bit.
Jump cut, is it?
Idaho, I found it. Right, okay, ready? Go on.
Good.
Yes, Idaho. It's just there.
So Christine's been in touch. She's been hitting the trails on her 2018 Kenevo Expert with studded tyres on there. And looks like she's been taking advice from Steve as well, wearing rubber wellies out there, keeping her feet nice and warm.
I do not like the rubber wellies look. I'm not a fan.
But apparently they're really good. I've not used them, but
Steve Jones swears by it. Oh my God. Yeah, well, there you go. Fair
The
play.
trails do look amazing out there.
Works in the snow out there. Yeah. It's a good week coming up, Chris.
Yeah, on Friday we've got Essential eMTB hardtail skills. Really cool one to learn all that skills on your hardtail. And then on Sunday we're taking a look at the new e-bike from Lapierre.
Ooh, lovely stuff. It's, that's a bit of a secret one, isn't it? Yeah,
Keep your eyes out for that.
Yeah, actually, it brings us to one of my favourite bits of the week. It's time for the bike vault.
Let's get into it.
Right.
It's the bike vault. Bike vault.
You're not into it?
No, I'm not feeling it.
It's like a beat thing, you know.
You smashed my watch then. Right, let's get into it anyway.
I tried to build some atmosphere then. That's all I was trying to do,
Sorry.
Chris. A bit of atmosphere. These are people's bikes. They're nervous. Am I in? Am I not? I can feel the tension.
So this in from Juso, High Bike X-Duro Full Fat 6 in Finland.
Love it.
Lapland is a beautiful place to ride in winter. Lots and lots of snow and beautiful nature. Bike worked
shot.
extremely well. What are you thinking?
I'm ready to pull.
Yeah?
Super nice.
Nice. Another fat bike in the snow as well. This one's in from Thomas, High Bike Full Fat 6 in Tyrol in Australia.
Yeah, bars turned the wrong way. Nice. Nice. It's nice. Nice bike.
Backdrop. Nice
bike. Nice.
Nice. Got this one in from Nikki, Specialized Turbo Levo 29er. She's out in the Lake Districts exploring with her partner on his Kenevo. First proper outing for me. 20 miles of amazing countryside. Even the steep hills weren't a problem. Just like we were talking about earlier, Mark. Sharing the ride. Super nice. Michael. More snow, and this one's in from Michael on his Giant Trance E+0 SX 2019 model. He's in Gisborough Woods. Afternoon out riding in the snow. I'm very lucky. This is all right on my doorstep. That looks amazing to be right.
It does look like a good spot. A good spot. Lots of snow this week. It's nice. Nice, like that.
Nice. Okay, moving on. We got this one in from B, High Bike S-Duro Full 7 out of Worcestershire Beacon in the Malvern Hills.
Nice.
Random exploration of part of the UK I've never been to before, and I got really lucky. Yeah, it's got to be super nice.
Is it?
Yeah,
it's
look
nice.
At the backdrop, look at the composure.
All right, do you want me to pull this lever?
Pull it.
Super nice. Boom.
Peter, Specialized Levo Expert out in Denmark. First MTB ever, first ride ever, first crash ever. We'll love it forever.
It's nice. Nice.
Bike's
I like the
quite
words.
in shot. I like the words. Nice little words.
No,
Shots.
nice. It's nice.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's nice. Good colour. Oh, yeah, look at that.
More snow again. So this is in from, how do you pronounce that, Mark?
That would be Wojciech.
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 It's got a 2002 Kona Stinky conversion. and he's in Gdynia in Poland.
That's super nice, man. A
is,
Kona Stinky conversion. So that's a battery in that little triangle up the front there. Like it.
Shredded and snow rear hub mat on that.
Super nice.
Like that. Nice. James has been in with his giant full E 2017 out in Holden Hill. Session the trails at Holden Forest on my new giant E. Learning new skills, loving the bike more and more every ride.
Nice.
Bo has been in Norco site out in Australia, Buxton Bike Park, about to turn 50 and was about to buy a road bike after hanging up the bikes in 2000. Lucky escape there. Was watching GCN and accidentally came across EMBN and just wanted some more of that. Ended up for a Norco site for his 50th birthday.
Boom.
Congrats.
Super nice conversion right there.
Super nice for missing out for not being a roadie.
That would have sucked.
This is the last one we got in from Life's High Bike S-Duro 6.0 out in Cleve Hill, Cheltenham. Taking his little boy out for his first ride. Unfortunately, it was way too cold for him and it was a short trip, but I'm sure he loved it. Got that little awesome wee ride seat on the front. I've got exactly that same model at home. And I actually remember taking that pillow bit off the front and regretting it out on a ride because my boy fell asleep when I was out riding and I had to ride one-handed holding his head with him asleep the whole way home. Yeah. So don't remove the pillow. But what are you thinking on the picture, Mike?
I think it's super nice to start, and I would just say that, I mean, your son must be hard to impress if he fell asleep while he was out riding on your handlebars. But,
maybe need to do a few more jumps and drop-offs, wake him up a bit.
You're going to have to up your game, dude.
Don't forget, if you guys have got any questions you want to ask us here at EMBN, drop us some comments in the box below with a hashtag AskEMBN, and we'll get back to you on Tuesday's show, hopefully. If you want to stick around with us, we've got loads of cool videos on here. Today we've been talking about the cross-country racer versus myself. Check that one out here.
Yeah, and if you remember earlier on in the show, I mentioned Steve Jones and his rubber wellies. He swears by them. You can click here and see him use them to good effect, beating Chris in a trials video.
Don't forget, if you've enjoyed today's show, give us a thumbs up, drop some more comments in the box below, and we'll see you next week. And don't forget to click the link in the middle of the screen to subscribe to EMBN.